In my last video, I talked about how the masculine grows by challenge. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how the feminine grows by praise. There is a chapter in the book titled, Praise Her. The masculine grows by challenge, but the feminine grows by praise. A man must be unabashed and expressed in his appreciation for his woman. Praise her freely. Now, for this chapter, I agree that you should praise her. However, I disagree that you should praise her freely, and I'm going to explain why in a little bit. But first, let's talk about why it's important that you praise your woman. I believe that all women have some insecurity about the way they look. Even the pretty ones who model for a living, they still get insecure about their appearance and they crave validation. From an evolutionary perspective, men care so much about women's appearances because it's all about reproduction. If she's young and beautiful, that indicates good genetics and fertility. So after countless generations, women notice how much men paid attention to their appearances, so evolution positively selected for women who care about the way they look. From a cultural level, ever since they were little, women have been taught directly or indirectly all the things that were considered desirable, beautiful, and worthy of attention. So as they grow up, they start to develop a personality according to what society considers desirable and beautiful. And as a result, these women grow up with this deeply ingrained psychological need to be validated on the way they look. I made an entire video explaining how deeply this need for validation goes. If you want to learn more about it, check out my video about beauty versus value. So you can see this need for validation is embedded at an evolutionary level as well as a cultural and social level, which is why when it comes to a relationship, I'm not sure if a woman can feel safe and secure unless the man has explicitly stated that he finds her attractive. So if you're in a relationship, it's your job as a man to make her feel secure, not just about her appearance, but all other qualities that she might be insecure about. If she needs that kind of validation and you never give it to her, that's when you're going to start to see her insecurity come out in a more negative way. For example, if she's insecure and she's not happy, she might project that energy towards you or your children, or even worse, she might look for another man to get that fix of validation. In the book, the author points out that praise is literal food for feminine qualities. If you want your woman to grow in her radiance, health, happiness, love, beauty, power, and depth, praise these qualities. So now that you understand why it's important that you praise her, next, let's talk about why you shouldn't praise her freely. When it comes to getting praise, women have a completely different experience than men. As a man, when was the last time you got praised? When was the last time somebody gave you a compliment? Once? Twice? Zero? You may go for months or even years without ever getting praised. But a woman gets praised almost every single day, especially if she is pretty. For women, getting praise is not rare. If she posts a photo on Instagram, she is swamped in messages from people telling her that she is pretty. It might get to the point where it all becomes meaningless. This is why it's important that if you're going to praise your woman, you need to make sure it is linked to a genuine accomplishment. Being pretty is not an accomplishment, so don't praise her looks or anything superficial. Instead, you should praise her achievement, her kindness, her intelligence, her quality as a person. For example, let's say your girlfriend's been working really hard to lose weight and eat healthy. You should praise her for doing that. Use your compliment to encourage that behavior. You can say, I admire your dedication to becoming healthy. I can see that you've been putting in a lot of work and effort, and it shows. I think you're doing an amazing job. Keep up the good work. Another example, let's say you love food and your girlfriend knows how to cook. Every time she cooks for you, you should compliment her cooking skills. I love it when you cook for me. I always look forward to coming home to your cooking because I know it's going to be absolutely delicious. You are an amazing cook. You see, your praise is linked to a specific accomplishment. She put in the effort, and your validation is her reward. In addition to that, when giving compliment this way, you are essentially communicating your standards. So being good looking, that's not enough. You will require more from your woman. She needs to be healthy, kind, intelligent, interesting, and creative. So you don't have to explicitly state your standards, but you can praise her whenever she adheres to your standards. Another bonus for not praising women on something superficial, like their appearance, is that you're also screening out low-quality women. A woman who has nothing else to offer besides her looks is going to constantly seek compliments from you. And if you're not giving her that validation, she's going to move away from you, which is good. That's what you want. You dodged the bullet. You don't want to be with a woman like that. Even if she's pretty, she's a fucking headache. So just to recap, I think you should praise your woman, but don't praise her freely. You can give compliments, but make sure that your compliments actually mean something. So in this video, I talked about how the feminine grows by praise. I highly recommend you check out my previous video. I talked about how the masculine grows by challenge. Till next time, Stay curious.